What do we attribute this rise then so far back? Because we don't think so far back in
Yeah.
Costa Rica in this term.
So I would say there's kind of domestic, kind of long-term causes, as well as kind of more recent international causes, right?
Mhm.
So when you look at what's happening now, and again, this kind of started in the 2000 teens, what you see is that there's been a growth in organized criminal activity in Costa Rica. And that's actually that's kind of an international factor, right?
Mhm.
Costa Rica becomes more important in the global drug trade, for example, as a transit country, starting in the 2000 teens. You also see that there's kinds of more organized criminal activity in the region kind of starting to infiltrate Costa Rica starting in the 2000 teens. And that actually is kind of largely out of Costa Rica's control, right? So as the cocaine market, particularly in Europe, actually increases, Costa Rica is well placed to serve as a major transit area to get that cocaine there, right? So that doesn't really have as much to do with Costa Rica. It's more its kind of geographical location and what's happening in international illicit markets. So I would say that kind of is one factor. I would say that the kind of other kind of key factor that's domestic and kind of structural is that starting in the 1990s, we start to see rates of inequality increase in Costa Rica. If you remember, 1990s was the decade of neoliberal reforms. Costa Rica actually tried to kind of curb the impact of those neoliberal reforms, probably more than more countries did. But I would say that, by and large, in the 1990s, we see a fundamental restructuring of the Costa Rican economy that really lends itself to high levels of inequality.